Happy Sunday, you guys. It's Adina. Welcome to Beyond the Veil. All right, it is officially winter here in Florida, so the robe won't be going nowhere. This is my favorite purple robe, if you guys are wondering why I always have it on. I have tons of robes. Most of them are not warm as this one. This is my only really fuzzy robe because I have a lot of long silk robes or satin robes, very lingerie-ish robes. This is my fuzzy robe, and I have a white fuzzy robe, and this is my favorite, so I always wear it because it's colder now. And even when it's not cold, I'm one of the people who always like to be bundled up in something, a blanket, snuggled up, cuddled up, and it's more for comfort than it is for warmth. So anyways, welcome. Happy Sunday. I know that you guys are amazing. You guys are blessed because I said you are. And just claim it. So before I get started on this reading, I want to make an announcement. I have decided to push the launch of my Patreon and page membership back to New Year simply because I am prioritizing Beyond the Veil over real estate this year. I have spent 2 years in real estate. I'm getting ready to start my broker's class, and going from an agent to a broker is a big step. So since I've accomplished that, because when I started real estate, that was my goal, knock my first 2 years out and then get my broker's license, and that's what I'm doing. Well, I have some new goals now, and I want to invest the same energy that I've been investing into real estate into Beyond the Veil. And so I've been having to iron out some plans, schedules, and things like that, like the back end stuff of how I am going to handle things after I roll it out. Because once I roll it out, I run it, I operate like a business. So there will be no inconsistencies. I'm trying to create a schedule of content. The type of content. I have YouTube and Patreon, so I'll have to figure out what type of content will go on YouTube, what type of content will be saved for Patreon, what type of content I can kind of mix between the two, and what other incentives I'm going to give. And I have to make sure that I have all of this scheduled out so that I can create the routine and then set up my personal life in order to be able to support this new endeavor. So thank you guys for waiting, because I've been talking about it and it's already created. It's just not published. However, starting today, moving forward, if you are a victim or you know someone or someone in your family who is missing, who was unalived or had a crime committed against them, and there was never any justice due to the case just going cold and being unsolved due to lack of evidence or information or something, any crime that was committed that wasn't provided justice for due to some holes that need to be filled in, please email beyondtheveiladina@gmail.com. I will provide consultations for those cases free of charge. So if you are a family member, if you know somebody in your town who could use some help in this area, getting justice or resolution for themselves or a loved one in a crime committed against them that they have not, and maybe, just maybe, a reading to look into some circumstances might help them if they had some information that, even if provided by a psychic medium, could turn into something tangible. Please, 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 I will be honored to give consultations about those cases to these people. I started my channel doing cold case and crime readings in order to try to speak up and defend spirits and people and energies that did not get justice or their cases were overlooked or unsolved. But doing that didn't help my channel grow. And when I do videos like that on my YouTube. Those are the videos that get the lowest amounts of views. And so the people don't really care in mass about those type of things as much as they do celebrity gossip. Those get the highest rating, the highest views on my channel. And so I don't want to abandon that just because that isn't what the majority of viewers like. But please email me at Beyond the Veil Adina. Pass this on to someone you may know. I have assisted in a case before. I have passed on information to the police. This was actually a public case. It wasn't mainstream, but it got some news coverage. And so that's what I want to launch immediately. BeyondTheVeilAdina@gmail.com. If that's your case or you know someone, please pass my information over and have them email me, and we'll set up the consultation. And I will do a reading on that case with the specific intention of looking for information or evidence that might provide to be vital or make some positive changes in the readings. And you guys feel free to record me when I do these readings. I don't mind. A lot of you do that so that you can go back and reference things that I say. So that's all for channel announcements. Blac Chyna. There is a lady named Ava Louise, I believe, who has been creating TikTok videos telling her story about there being an alleged attempt made to traffic her in Dubai, I believe, by Angela, what's Blac Chyna's last name? Angela whatever, formerly known as Blac Chyna. Now I'm going to reference her as Blac Chyna in this reading because at the time of this alleged crime, she was Blac Chyna. I would like to, before I start the reading, say that the big homie Jesus is the scapegoat. This is probably going to be the title of this reading, not Blac Chyna, but Jesus the scapegoat. Because one thing about Christians is that when Christians want to get away from things that they've done wrong, intentionally and without hesitation doing these things, when they want to get away from those without having to take any accountability, people go and get saved. Because Christianity is one of the only belief systems that removes accountability. And I'm not talking about inherent, original, true Christianity. I'm talking about the version that the world has been given. And it's because the people who gave Christianity to us wanted us to turn the other cheek from their atrocities. And they were doing a lot of these atrocities in the name of God. And so, as long as we ask God for forgiveness, it'll be granted. My question is, Christians who do this, who follow this frame of mind, this belief system that you can be a murderer today, tomorrow be like, you know what? God, forgive me for that. I shouldn't have done it, and I'm forgiven. What about the victim or the victim's family when they go to that same Jesus and say, vengeance is yours? Because that's what the scripture says. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. And all these other scriptures about the punishment that you should get for being wicked and evil and doing things. So on one hand, you have one Christian who feels like they should be forgiven no matter what they've done, and the lack of accountability that they've had to take or consequence that they've had to accept. Once you repent, you feel like you shouldn't even have to face consequences anymore. Then on the other hand, you have the Christian victim who is appealing to the same deity for vengeance and for that person's blood that was spilled or for that victim's victimization to not be overlooked and not to go unpunished. That would mean that because the person who did it asked to be forgiven and that's granted automatically, the victim has to deal. Or, like they say, forgive and turn the other cheek. What if, because of this unlimited grace and forgiveness, that perpetrator then wakes up the next day and says, you know what? Because I can be forgiven, let me go out and just do some other or I just decided to stop doing this yesterday and I got saved, but without taking the necessary accountability about your behavior, you haven't really changed. You just ran to this deity to forgive you. But because that behavior is still there, because it doesn't change the behavior just because you ask a deity to forgive you, it doesn't change the behavior that is ingrained into you. And so you wake up the next day and you're sweating bullets because you just asked God to forgive you yesterday. But this morning, you are feeling the urge to go out and hurt someone. And you're not strong enough to fight that urge. So what do? You give in. And then you go and hurt someone. And then you ask again for grace because I was weak and I fail and I'm a human and I make mistakes. Now you got another victim besides the original one, also on the main line, asking for the same vengeance. But because you've admitted that I'm an evildoer, I'm a sinner in need of Christ's forgiveness, please forgive me, Father. You're forgiven. And now that victim has to turn the other cheek. You see where I'm going with this? You see where there is a flaw in that logic. Okay, so Jesus is a scapegoat because anybody can do anything and then run to the cross and then all is forgiven. But the victims who were perpetrated is expected also to learn how to turn the other cheek. Who is justified? The one who is appealing to God, to Jesus for forgiveness, or the one who is appealing to the same Jesus for vengeance and justice? You Christians tell me how that works. Not saying I ain't grew up in the church. I got ministers and pastors in my family right now. And they probably somewhere right now speaking in tongues. I grew up in the church. So, and I've studied the Bible front to back, English, Greek, Hebrew. So, y'all tell me how that works and who is righteous. Because herein lies the problem with Blac Chyna. She is alleged to have attempted to traffic Miss Ava Louise in Dubai, pimp her out. And I haven't watched that young lady's videos, but I've mentioned before that the game is full of prostitution. And so it's not far-fetched for me personally to believe. But let's just look and see if there's any truth to this. And I'm going to look at it from Blac Chyna's perspective. So, Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the soul and the spirit. What is Angela's last name? I keep thinking of Angela Stanton, but that's the lady who was on Phaedra's neck. She's just going to have to be called Blac Chyna because her last name evades me. But I keep hearing Blac Chyna. Spirit, please allow me to conjure up the spirit and the soul of Blac Chyna. And Blac Chyna, I'm not calling you Blac Chyna to offend you and to not show respect for your desire to be called Angela White. Angela White. Angela White as snow. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit and the soul of Angela White, formerly known as Blac Chyna. Angela is currently, compel her to speak her soul's truth to me and keep nothing hidden from me that I seek to know. I can hear her say, no, 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 I don't want to go in there. I don't want her to read me. No. It's like the spirits that she prays to are telling her, no, 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 go, 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 go. Because these are my homies. So you might be new to the realm, but these is my homies. They gonna tell you to come on in here. I don't have this gift for nothing. The angels is not gonna step in and be like, no, you can't talk to her. Now, maybe that might happen. It ain't happened yet. Why? Because she's got the gift. The moon. Anyways, I hear like, no, but no, I don't want to go talk to her. I don't want to go talk to her. I don't want to go talk to her. Go, 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 Angela, go. I'm of the belief that no matter how much you pray for your sins to be lily washed away, they don't. I don't know this, but I'm of the belief that only, and because I have studied so many ancient texts and beliefs and occult secrets, I do not believe that they're washed away. I believe that there is a process one must go through in order to restore themselves, in order to rise up and, all of that stuff and ignite the chakra. There is actual physical, chemical, alchemical change that has to happen in your body, in your life. There is consequence, things like that. Even after you get saved and pray away the sins that you did, say you committed a crime, but you went and got saved. Well, what if the police come knocking and you still have to, according to man's rule and the world's law, face those consequences? Very rarely do you see a Christian say, I did the crime, I have to take accountability. No, they go to God. They go to the elders and have prayer circles and pray that God will step up and change that situation around. So no accountability, because Jesus paid it all. I'm wondering if that's what Black China did. So, Most High, please compel Angela White, formerly known as Black China, to speak her truth from her soul. May anytime I ask to see something, and I ask to see it all, she have no choice but to spill it or let me see it. Open up my eyes so that I can see even what is attempted to be hidden. Angela White, formerly known as Black China, are you guilty of trafficking or attempting to traffic young women in Dubai and anywhere else? Are you guilty, Black China? Are you guilty? And this lady, Ava Louise, how will this case work out for you? Are you guilty of what you were charged of or accused of? Angela White, formerly known as Black China. Spirit, please allow me to see if Angela White, formerly known as Black China, really has ever trafficked any women in Hollywood and beyond. Or are these lies made up from people who see opportunities to take down celebs that they had some kind of interaction or proximity with or to? Angela, this is a cease and desist. I believe because this is the Page of Wands, she did that shit, but doesn't want it being talked about, especially publicly. Cease and desist. Don't talk about it. Not because I didn't do it. This isn't the Seven of Swords. Lies, lies, lies. This is the Page of Wands. I did it, but shh. The thing is, I don't think that Angela made it to Big Madam status. Not allegedly Naomi status. Not allegedly Christian status. and the likes of the other madams and pimps in Hollywood, because everybody's a prostitute. I've said this in earlier readings, but all these hoes is prostitutes in Hollywood. Music and the entertainment industry is very political. And so if you ain't one of the ones who are guaranteed, and we see there is a recycled group of entertainers in every area of entertainment that are recycled. It's a secret society of those who are able to be really, really successful. For the rest of you, chasing your dreams in Hollywood, sometimes you got to make your ends meet. You got to do strange things for various reasons in Hollywood. All of these girls in these days, because talent is so obsolete in the industry, it's hard to be profitable with the lack of talent in an industry that's based off talent. Even though the public has been watered down in order to accept low standards, it's still not profitable in mass, because the majority of human population isn't consuming entertainment that isn't genuine entertainment or talent. So these people are doing other things in order to make ends meet. This is cease and desist, though, because she just doesn't want her to talk about it. And I think that's presently what's going on. I don't know if Angela just issued a new one, but she could have just recently issued a cease and desist. The challenge is that so many people are coming out of the woodworks to tell their stories about their experiences with celebrities in Hollywood and beyond. I also think that Angela has tried to turn her life around, because the Wheel of Fortune is a turn of fate. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down, but that is the reality of this world. So this can be controlled. We can control our fate. We can try to turn situations around. The problem is, even after we've tried to turn it around, sometimes still the things that we've done can come and bite us in the behind. This is something that Angela has been dealing with legally. I don't know if this just popped up. I believe that I heard that this lady made these accusations in the past, maybe years or so ago. So this isn't new. This is something that Angela has been fighting, allegedly, that did not just come up today. Three of Cups. This is friends. This is good times. I'm not sure why this is in Blac Chyna's near future or Angela's near future, because I'm asking, are those accusations true? If people come out to support Blac Chyna, I would think that these people are just as guilty. I don't know if Blac Chyna is going to a party, going out with friends. This looks like good times, friends, stuff like that. So I'll come back and clarify why that's there. I believe this is Blac Chyna's sobriety crowning her. Blac Chyna, I'm curious. Are you sober from everything? And this so below, this Eight of Wands cards, I don't think the Seven of Cups in reverse is just her sobriety, even though I think it is. And I don't know if she's breaking it. I think that there is something, that a substance that can be snorted that may still be in use. I believe that Black China was an integral part of the Hollywood debauchery. I believe because she was heavily involved in it, and then she started recruiting other girls. I believe that when it came time for her to be exposed, she decided to change her image around and hide behind the cloth. Black China would like us to ignore. Now, here's the Three of Cups here. There's the Three of Cups in the near future. Maybe, just maybe, other people will come out sharing similar stories. I think that Black China isn't really thinking about her religion right now. She's thinking about this situation. I think it's a concern for her because there are other people that I believe are intimate to the situation that could jump in and cause a problem for Angela. I don't know why I feel like this feels like either the Kardashians or Department of Children and Families or something like that. But with these allegations, I'm wondering if there's a situation going on with her family unit. I know that her son, I believe, spends the majority of his time with his father. And I don't know what the situation is between her daughter Dream and Rob and how that's worked out. But I wonder if someone is wanting her children out of her custody permanently. I think that Black China fears that she may get caught up in this new wave of Me Too in the Black community, because I think that she was involved. Justice in reverse. Black China. Let me clarify that. What is this outcome for Black China with justice in reverse? I don't like that for you, Black China, because it makes you look guilty. The Queen of Wands is here. So not only do I think that you were attempting to be a madam, I think that you were one of the girls. I almost don't even want to say allegedly, because it's like, I think that's a well-known secret that you were one of the toots of prostating in Hollywood, that you were tooting and prostating. Now y'all put that together if you want to. Black China, I think that you were a call girl. And I think, like that girl accused, that you would scout girls who had a little bit of clout online, but who didn't have like the money to back it up or the talent to be in the industry. Because if you're an influencer, you're looking to get put on. You're looking for your way into the industry, but you don't have the talent. So there's a new wave of, it looks like, toots that prostated that are influencers and girls that became popular and became celebrity without the talent. That new wave that we see and we saw, those are the toot girls of the prostate. I'm telling you, if they are famous, not saying all of them, but 95% of them allegedly, maybe 98. If they're famous, but they don't have the creative talent to be in Hollywood, which is all about creative talent. Everybody is becoming an influencer to sell brands and stuff. That's the business world. And if you become a celebrity, not because you're selling lip gloss online, if you've become a celebrity without talent, those are the ones who are usually tooting the prostates. They're tooting the prostates. Whether you believe it or not, because your fave influencer, I'm trying to tell y'all, in this industry, you have to be useful. Otherwise, you won't get on. Just being an influencer doesn't make you useful. Just being a rapper's baby mama don't make you useful. You will not get on. If you want to get put on, you got to get put on. That seems to be who Black China was. That type of person. And they all do it, allegedly. I don't know if this girl will be successful in taking down Angela White. Maybe she will. The justice in reverse makes me think that true justice might not be served. I see that young girls, despite what's being said about that girl in that Jay-Z case, even if her story isn't true, I see that happens. I see young girls, young minors, I'll say minors, go to these parties all the time. All the time. It is not something far-fetched. Even if there are inconsistencies in this girl's story, it's what happens. I think it's what happens. I think that some of these people are celebrities. Or it's like they know where to be. They know where to go. They know to hang around by the entourages, by the bodyguards. They know which celebrities to hang around because they might be down for it. And yes, the entourages do scout these people, for these parties, for the various means. Yes, that happens. Oh. I see a girl regretting coming out against Jay-Z because he's such a big celebrity and he has a lot of friends that probably saw her but will help him, allegedly. I see some people being so scared of celebrities or a certain celebrity to come out because they're afraid of their life. So this Black China situation is a bigger part of Hollywood because somebody's got to be in charge of the sexual entertainment. Somebody's got to bring it. Somebody's got to maintain it in the industry. If everybody's coming out about this shit in Hollywood, from I don't know if maybe everybody accused isn't involved, but I don't put nothing past none of them, because since the inception of Hollywood, it has been they are a part of the congregation of Moloch, who will promise you material wealth for sacrifice, for debauchery. The orgies that were going on in ancient times were synonymous with sacrifice and idol worship. Moloch. I did a reading and Moloch identified himself in the reading. I spoke to him on channel. So the things that we're talking about in a parallel universe. To us, it doesn't make sense. Whose dad would drop them off? How would da-da-da-da-da? There are inconsistencies. Man, I'm telling you, the inconsistencies. F them. This happens. And there is a war going on in Hollywood because not everybody who's taken down should be taken down, but Hollywood is fighting the victims. Not everybody is a victim, but many of them are. And the truest victims are probably too afraid. The ones who, if they came out like the Cassies, they're scared. They're scared. Some will come though, but they're scared. This outcome though. Oh, Black China, you could be linked to so many power players. You could be linked to the Diddy situation because you were the girl. You know, we heard about you having orgies with T.I. and Tiny. You know, you up in the Kardashians. You was with Tyga. You was stripping at Kings of it's not far-fetched to see what kind of girl you are. But I don't know if they will take you 100% down, because if they did that, then that would probably open up cans of worms for other powerful men in the industry. I wonder if you're going to have like an engagement party or something like that coming up in the near future to kind of distract and deflect, because I know you're engaged. So maybe that's what that party is, that 3 of Cups. And I think that you are going to be celebrating something in order to distract and deflect. Pretend like you're unbothered. I see that you aren't unbothered with that hangman and the hopes and fears, because I believe that you did approach her. You did have intimate conversations. And I believe whatever Megan Thee Stallion has to do with this as the queen, the Knight of Swords, I think that she was trying to lend more attention to it. I wonder if you still do something like pills or something like that. I think the cease and desist is to legally silence her. I believe that this girl may, at least if she wasn't involved, at least know things about Angela that Angela doesn't want exposed. I believe that some other spiritual stuff, and I'm not talking about Christian, I'm not talking about Christianity or mainstream religion, even though this is the Torah, so the book of the law in silence. So this is the cease and desist, and I'm looking behind the page of wands in reverse. The actual card I said was the cease and desist. It's because of all the things that this girl can expose and wants exposed. I think that her encounters with Angela, I think she knows that other people have encounters with Angela. I believe that Angela might have invited her to not just Dubai, but parties where there were strange Hollywood things going on, occult things, orgies, sex. I think that there was some kind of statue, shrine, or something that is religious in the midst of these parties and orgies for the energy to be transferred to that deity. So imagine in the foreign days, a statue of a god will be erected in the king's palace, and then orgies will take place around that and all kinds of debauchery in order to feed the spirit, the energy. I see that going on too. So Black China, the justice in reverse is out there for you. So even if you do win in court, it won't be fair and square. It won't be because you are wrongly accused. I see you being guilty, allegedly. In my cards, I do. I see you doing that that they said you did. Spirit, will Black China get out of this situation with this girl legally accusing her scot-free? Is that why the justice in reverse was out? Because Black China won't face, or she won't be overcome by any legal actions. What was the outcome for Black? Why was the outcome the justice in reverse for Black China? Four of Pentacles, the Empress, Page of Pentacles. I would like to say, now I don't know if there's a payoff involved with this girl. I see some Diddy situation, not Diddy, but Jay-Z situation here. And I see a lot of pentacles. I'm wondering if Black China might have financial protection in order to pay her attorneys to do their big one by someone else that's not her, because I don't think Black China has the money. No, I think Black China will have some help evading real true accountability in that matter, because the Justice card was your outcome in reverse, just like the Page of Wands was your first card, which means it didn't mean that you didn't do it. It just means, for one, you don't want this girl Ava to talk about it with the Page of Wands, and the Justice in reverse, meaning that there could be justice, but it's in reverse. It won't be true justice. The only way I would see it being true justice is if Black China gets in trouble for that legally. Then I would say Black China didn't do it. I think that financially, because of all the ties Black China has to the underbelly in Hollywood as one of the tooting girls of the prostitutes, and who all she is tied to, I don't think Black China is going to be allowed to go down. I think somebody is going to step in and offer some money in order to increase her legal status. Or somehow this girl that's accusing her, I just see some money involved. So I don't know if it's to hush the girl or to fight her in court. But I do see Black China has protections that may help her get away with things that she should have gotten away with according to the law. Good luck to all of you involved, people. Whatever that means for you. Love you. Bye.